Yo, 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 yo. Coming in for the crypto update. Been a minute. Gonna start off, of course, you know what I'm saying, on the total market cap. Now, the first thing off the gate, let's start doing this more. Let's hide the drawings and the indicators. Here we are. First thing we want to pay attention to is that we have now broken this. Oh, it's not gonna let me do that. We have now broken this low. Okay, since we have broken that low, we have specifically broken that low and retraced, what is that, 14%? Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, y'all not gonna worry about that. Y'all gonna worry about winning and getting into the market. If the market is going to sustain itself from this low, it must continue, obviously, to go up, right? Continue the bullish trend, but test itself, right? Validate itself, and let's pretty much give us a reason why we're getting into the market. So this yellow box right here is the highlighted extension zone from the -13 to the -272. And right now we're in the daily time frame. Also, one more thing before we continue, I want you to pay attention to the last time we broke this aqua EMA, the 50 EMA, when the false broke out appeared here the first time and then it happened here the second time. Notice this bearish trend, or how long I should say the bearish trend continued, in the length. The length of the trend now duplicated itself. Remember, all I did was just draw this first bearish move from this high to this low, and I duplicated it from this high to this low, and notice how we are now having a stronger reaction. That's what this box right here around this 886 to this 1, look at that wick price. I'm gonna have to zoom in to really show you how price immediately started to turn around once it had reached the completion. That's why I had this blue arrow. We wanted to see the anticipation out of that level. Now that we've been here a full month, February the 1st, we can see that it's strong and that this is a strong level. So with the total market cap ranging right around 1.44 to 1.6 trillion, we can see that at least right now in this present time in the market, it is showing enough strength to move forward. But once again, like I said, once it shows the strength, we must test, it must validate itself, give us more confirmations to why we're even looking at this level. So now I'm going to go down to the 4-hour time frame now, and I want you to now pay attention to these numberings that I have right here. If I hide these indicators, let's do it like that. If you see this right here, this is going to be my origin, my starting point. This is going to be my 1, 2, obviously the numbers that are already here, 3, 4, and all I did was count the waves in the market, meaning the market moved here. All right, 1, market moved up, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., etc. So now we have gotten all the way down to the point where we are now at 5, turning over into 6. Now this is cool because this is obviously giving us a structure, a roadmap of what the market is doing, but it also lets us align how we're going to enter into the market. So specifically for me, how I like to go about this 5 to 6 wave sequence, the next thing we need is for price to test itself. So I'm going to draw another Fibonacci right here from this low measuring up to, I don't want to do this. Actually, I'm not going to draw a fib because we can see that this 6 wave is almost about to expand. So we need to see how price reacts. So what I will do is I'll draw like a little red zone right here, indicating where the last bearish candle was and where we want to see how price is going to react. So it's really still too early for me to come on here and start marking up things and start saying what's really going to happen. But the main other thing that I wanted to point out is that right now you want to establish and find trends. So we can say either you're bearish or you're bullish from what perspective, what time frame. Right now on the weekly time frame, without a doubt, the past 2 weeks, or at least the last week, closed bullish, and this week is beginning to turn bullish. Last month, the month of January, closed bearish. Now, if we pay attention to, once again, the total market cap, and even if I go to Bitcoin, right, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, I'm going to go all the way back up to the total market cap, we have not closed more than 2 months bearish. since 2020. If this is a third month that is going to close bearish, we are definitely going to come down here and test some really more important lows. If not, then it has to start now, right? The strong momentum has to start now, and it has to be strong to hold. So it's going to be interesting to see how this week continues and how this week is going to roll out. And the next thing I'm going to also point out is that we're going to start looking at the total market cap from a higher time frame. This higher fib that's darker, and it's kind of hard to see because there's a lot on the screen. We're going to start paying attention to how price is responding to the higher levels, because the higher levels are really establishing what the trend is. So I don't want to get too deep into that, but just keep that in the back of your mind, because what's really is important right now is what's happening right now. All that is important on the higher time frame, but you must also be able to see and establish where you are in the market. People like to catch, for instance, these 1 hour trends, meaning this was a time when the market had some time where just 1, 2, a day and a half where it had some bullish implication, then retrace back down. Price is kind of doing the same thing here. So this is on a 1 hour time frame. Me, I personally want to wait till that same thing happens on the daily time frame, because that's what's really going to give you those strong moves. So there's not really much I want to mark up or do on this. We're just going to continue to watch to see how price is reacting. We'll go look at the other charts. Of course, we got Bitcoin reached as low as, what is this, 33,000. Holy cow. I had 35,000 marked. I didn't think we were going to break lower than 35,000 that we did. So it's interesting to see. I'm actually going to start, as we move lower and lower, I'm going to start adjusting the chart to what we're really paying attention to. And notice how this is extending further and further. So now, you know what I'm saying, there's not real much I want to do with the chart, but what I will come on here to do is, from a 4 hour perspective, give us something to look at. Because there's always, price is always telling the story. For instance, here's that third and fourth and going into the fifth to sixth wave signals I was talking about. If and whenever price decides to cap out of this 6-wave sequence, this is going to really show us the setup for the bullish move, because in order for you to buy, someone has to sell it to you. So I'm setting this up right now. I'm drawing a fib from this high into this low, meaning I'm just measuring the move. I'm going to draw out that measurement, and then I'm going to highlight specifically from the 382 to the 618. Make sure that this is nice and markable. So now that I can see, this is where the sellers are really going to start stepping back into the market. If the buyers are going to be strong enough, they have to first break above. They got to break this ceiling. They got to break these walls down. You dig? Break them down. So it's going to be interesting to see how the market moves, how the market is going to hold in this zone across all markets. Because right now, this is ranging between, what, 35,000 and between 42,000. So my main level that I'm watching right now is still going to be this 32,000. If for whatever reason price breaks this 32,000, and I want to see what happens at this 32,000. I don't know if I said this twice, but I meant to say 35,000 and 32,000. Those are the two specific levels. 32,000. Let's see. I'm not really too hyped about what price is doing right here in this range at 36,000. It doesn't even look strong enough to hold what's happening right here. Look at what's happening. Price broke above, immediately rejected down. Price broke above, held, okay, rejected down, came back down, rejected down again, came up. You know what I'm saying? This is like a ranging motion. Me personally, I would like to see a better setup that makes me want to get into the market at this level. For instance, personally, I'm looking at Binance Coin. Binance Coin has a lot better structure and timing inside of itself. I'm not going to really go into it, but if you know what to look for, there's things that tell you in how to set yourself up to confirm your analysis. But let me stay on topic. That was Bitcoin, Ethereum, really the same thing. Let me go back to the daily time frame. came down and broke to these extension levels. It's pretty nice. I'm not even gonna lie, I was not expecting it to happen at this pace and at this speed. So now I'm gonna mark, you know what I'm saying, be more specific what we're looking at. That 2235. Gonna mark that 1272 level on here as well. Pretty much give us the same things what we're looking at. Come back here, steal that. Place that here. Boom, boom. So Ethereum is a lot more impulsive, meaning the waves are not gonna stay lower in the level. Ethereum is gonna recover itself a lot faster and a lot more aggressive than Bitcoin is. And that's just because Ethereum has its use cases a lot different than Bitcoin is, at least at this time. So it's going to be interesting to see how fast, you know, the market begins to reclimb at these levels. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how long something like this trend right here. Let's see how long a trend like that holds. Saying this expansion, is it truly expanding, or is it going back into this purple zone? Let's see. See, and I don't even start really drawing too much on the chart, because then it'd be hard to see what's going on. So let's see how this expands back into that level. Still holding this downtrend. Pretty heavy. Pretty heavy downtrend. I don't know what I'm doing. There's a lot on my screen. I don't want to keep doing. All right, so that's Ethereum. Solana, literally came right into the pocket of where the circle is, 105, perfectly where we're coming back into. So this is that strong level. I don't know why I marked 105 before. Probably because it was next to this 113 extension level, mixed in with the 1272. Oh no, not that, huh? Oh, I probably got multiple fibs. I remember. So Solana is very impulsive, meaning I remember it saying it had a wave inside of a wave, meaning I'm gonna have to go to a lower time frame. Let me hide everything off the chart. So what I mean by that, Solana built this strong second impulsive wave off of a wave that was already started, which looks very different to something that's like Ethereum and Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin had this, retraced, and then came back up. Solana was just stayed very strong at that impulsive. It never really retraced. It just stayed strong. This was the first time Solana really even retraced. And even as it broke these previous lows down here, what is this at 125? Notice immediately now price is trying to run back up into here. So this right here is our main connecting strong point we want to look at. I don't know if I have my fib from here. There's a lot of different fibs on here, so I'm gonna actually, let's do some adjustments to this chart right now. Let's delete this. Let's delete that. Delete that. Delete that, because I'm not really sure where those were coming from. This is the cool thing about trading, you know what I'm saying? The story is going to present itself, and the chart is going to say different things to you at different times. But how you read them and when you read them is so important. Because if you read the wrong thing at the wrong time, then you're going to be looking at the wrong thing at the wrong time, if that makes sense. This, I believe it's a zone. Here it is. This is a zone that we are looking at. All right, and I want to see price hold here. If it's not gonna hold here, it's probably gonna continue lower. So let's see. Let me draw like a trend line. Not a fan of trend lines, but they give good visual purposes and a good visualization of what's happening, a good presentation of what's happening. So I'm not really being specific with price levels right now, because I'm really just trying to draw it. And sometimes the price levels are cool and all, but they don't really matter if price doesn't stay there. So I'm getting to the bigger picture of where price is really going. And to me, yeesh. If the markets don't hold the level that it's currently at, I'm seeing 41. But we're not even gonna say that. Because let's say it stays in this 105 to the low 72. Jesus. Even that sounds pretty ridiculous. So these are my 3 levels I'm seeing right now. It's still early, very early. This is not, I don't see this being our strong enough level. This has to come back and test lower. Let's see how this holds. XRP. XRP is not showing a lot of strength here. It is holding this level though. Holding this 886. But not strongly. In fact, it looks very, very, very bearish. At this level. What is this level it's holding? This 62 cents. Hold 62 cents. Nah, I'm seeing 40 cents. Hate to say it, but I'm anticipating the 40 cents if this does not hold. See, the more different coins that we go through, the more visual the trend is going to be able to, you're going to see on the different markets, and you know what I'm saying, how they're really holding. Because this is the real low down here that I'm seeing down here. Meaning this is where you really want to be drawing your fib, from this low up to this high. This is the measurement you want to be doing. Take the background off of that. That one. Do something like that. Something like that. Make this bigger one. Only visible on the higher time frames. But it's just interesting to look at these different coins as I'm marking up. Sorry if I stop speaking at times. Trying to just visually show what I see and what's really happening in the market here. Not even gonna draw that. So there's a lot of things I can start drawing, but it doesn't really matter because the price has to really tell you the story. Here we go, our last one. We're gonna stop at loop ring. Holding in this zone nice and heavy. Did not expect it to hold this like this. So this is good. This is actually a great sign for, in terms of long-term holding off of this last bullish leg from, what is this, the low of 36 cents up to $3. If it's holding itself down in this $1 range, flat even right now, it already reached 66 cents. So this is telling me if it breaks anything lower than 75, grab. If it's gonna hold these levels. Now, if it breaks lower, then I'm gonna have to go to a higher time frame. And then this is where, see, there's more to the story. There's definitely more down here, for sure. But there's no need to get too antsy. You know what I'm saying? Let the market come to you. Tell you what it's trying to do. Let's see, guys. See, this is so. I'm gonna have to go deeper down here to the deeper extensions. Here we are. Now I'm starting to see it. So I'm actually gonna extend this. Extend right. Boom. Let's make this black. Boom. So now I want to see it stay above this 886 level right here. 886 of 60 cents. It needs to stay above 80 cents. This level right here. Or 60 cents, excuse me. 60 cents. And the mid-range is level of 95 cents. So with the structure of where we're seeing right now, 95 cents is looking like that golden level, middle level, that golden mid level right now. Really, in terms of this bullish leg, the golden ratio is 165. We've broken the golden ratio. Right now we're into lower levels, not extension levels, which is good. But if it's going to hold these 80%, 70, 80%, then it's 95. It's got to hold. So once again, we got to be patient. Watch how it's reacting down here. And as you can see, as compared to others, we've down into the 9th wave sequence down here. Once I go to the 4-hour time frame, where you can see where I've hit these intraday moves where prices riding the wave down. You know what I'm saying? Our first wave, second, third, etc., etc. Price is just making its way down. And when you can visually mark yourself or mark what the footprints price has left behind, you can see the setups. And you can see what the market is telling you and what it's setting up. So I see a potential here. Just like on many other markets, we'll see what happens here. A lot of opportunity on lower time frames, but we have to be patient and let these things roll over. See if they're going to roll over, because if they're not going to roll over, then what are we waiting for? I mean, what are we even paying attention to them for? Lower time frames. Let me drop that like that. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. You don't want to hold into it too long. A lot of different coins. This is, what is this, 80A? 80A is up there. Let me go ahead and mark this up. What did I say? This replication of the first impulse ends around $1. Watch the reaction for here around for the opportunity. Notice my note around here, $1 specifically. I'm gonna have to zoom in. Notice how it's flatlining here. This is a squeeze. Price is squeezing. Everybody is noticing what's happening right here. This $1 price has not closed daily under the 1 hour. I mean, under $1 at all this year, or at all in 2020 since, what is this? Oh my goodness, this is a strong level. Since 2021, excuse me, I said 2020. 2021 February was the last time it closed. So this dollar level is not playing. If it breaks the dollar, boy, that means the crypto space is doing something. So we want to pay attention to the dollar heavily on 88. I'm glad I looked at this. I was about to stop the video. And yeah, I'm not even really gonna mark anything up really too much. I see some things, but let's just be patient. It's just one of those things where you really just got to go to a higher time frame. See what this looks like on the weekly. Pay attention to the candle closures. Like I said, notice how price has not closed beneath the weekly. I mean, notice how price has not closed beneath the dollar since February 2021. So that's why this candle is reacting bullish. I believe this is going to be a bullish month for the crypto space, especially the way this is starting. But we got to see how this holds, right? The holding is what makes the importance. But I would, you know what I'm saying, $88 dollar cross, DCA yourself into the market here. Nothing too heavy, nothing too serious. It's for sure isn't nothing too serious to back yourself off of. You go to more different spaces like mana. See how strong mana is. When you go into a different space, you're going to get different setups that look differently. This one is a lot more bullish. This one is up into the golden ratio. This one is holding the golden ratio. Didn't even want to extend down into the extension zones. So this is going to be something probably we pay attention to more on a faster pace. Let's see. Trying to mark this up quickly. This is currently what I'm seeing. We want to see what happens. This needs to test itself. There's nothing, I don't see it really holding itself unless this is the low that it's confirming itself off of, meaning this is the first minor impulse and this being the second, followed by, where are my tools at? Something like this. That's asking a lot though. That's asking a lot for sure. For sure. I'm not even gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna leave that on the chart to see what happened the last time we come back. It's probably not even gonna come up all the way up there. It's gonna be something like this. It's gonna range. I see this ranging for sure. But yeah. Sand, same thing. Look how extensive these are. Yeah, these gotta correct. What is this? Oh my goodness. OGN, I believe this is the gaming one. Man, don't tell me I gotta wipe the chart out. Man, blew right past all these zones in here. Right past all them zones. Came straight down. Something must have happened here. Notice how I was holding this -13 though. I'm telling you, these fib levels ain't no joke. They allow you to read what's on the market. Is it 2 fibs? What's going on here? Yeah, man, there ain't even no point in me marking this up. Go ahead and wrap this up. Start in where I finish. Total market cap, February the 1st. Notice how we're reacting. Starting off on the monthly. Previous monthly was bearish. Starting off on February, I'm anticipating a bullish month. This weekly is already starting bullish because of the fact that price has not started bearish like this since 2020. So the market is of course responding to that. We'll see how we continue later on into the week, later on into the reactions of how price is holding these levels. Price needs to hold 1.5 trillion if it's going to stay here. If it doesn't hold 1.5 trillion, then you know what I'm saying, it's important to see how it reacts here. Nothing too much to say here. I'm actually going to bring that back. That was pretty important. But yeah, I don't want to start marking up things and doing extra stuff. Appreciate you for watching this video. Peace.